Oh my god, that's an amazing cup of coffee. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, hold on. Is this a stroke of luck, or did the mini cauldron actually make my coffee taste better? I'm just gonna have to drink out of this for the rest of October to find out. Like, that's the only way we can scientifically prove that this is the best way to consume coffee. Hi, my name is Soleil and welcome back to the Little Reader's Corner. So, I took a tiny bit of a break. I'm backlogged on some videos, but it's October and it's time to talk about my TBR. So I am very, very excited about the books that I'm reading this month. We'll see if I can get to all of these, because honestly, I actually have a secret TBR that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks, and it's going to take me at least 2 more weeks. I decided to turn it into a 2-parter because I'm a slow reader and I want to get this video out because it's very exciting and I love it. I hope you'll love it as well. I actually have 3 clues in this video to what my secret TBR will be. If you can guess it, congratulations. You don't get a prize. I wish I could afford to give you a prize, but you know, it's just that kind of world right now. There are 3 clues. I don't think I can really give you too much info about it. One of them is a book, and 2 of them are kind of visual cues throughout the video. So if you can guess it, that's very exciting because I want to talk about it. But the thing is, secret TBRs are supposed to be secret. I should have thought of that beforehand, but you know, it's fine. So let's get into the video. So a few of these books, I think 2 of them, yes, 2 of these books were gifted to me by lovely friends. One is an ARC sent by a publisher, and yeah, let's go. So the first one I want to talk about is the Avantgarde. This is volume 2. I read an ARC of this last year. I loved it. I read the ARC of the first volume, actually. I loved this so much. It is one of my favorite graphic novel series of all time, and the wonderful Katie from Katie's Book Nook gifted me the 2nd volume for my birthday. It was like 2 weeks ago, but it was my birthday. There's a birthday vlog somewhere out there that may see the light of day, but you know, who knows? Who knows? This wonderful little graphic novel is about a newly formed basketball team at an arts college. So one of the main characters was actually a basketball player at her former university, but she decided to switch universities and is now attending a very artsy kind of college where the other players on the team aren't really that familiar with basketball, but they're all like, you know what? Yes, let's do it. Let's have a good time and let's play some basketball. So all of the characters are wonderful. They all have totally different backgrounds that they come from, and they all bring a wonderful and unique personality to the team. It's super cute. I know nothing about basketball. Maybe I know a little bit about basketball, but either way, I loved this story. It's really a lot more about the personalities and the friendships on the team than it is really about the sport. But if you're interested in basketball, this might also just kind of go right up your alley. It is wonderful. It's a creative collaboration with actually quite a few authors and artists. So it's created and written by Carly Houston, illustrated by Noah Hayes. It's colored by Rebecca Nolte, as well as Eleonora Bruni. There's also the cover design, lettering, and multiple editors, so it really is a collaborative effort, and I absolutely loved the first one, so I'm excited to read the 2nd volume. The next book on my October TBR is also one that was gifted to me for my birthday. It was gifted to me by Maddie from Princess of Paperback, and that is Majesty. So this is actually the 2nd book in the American Royals series, I guess. I read American Royals last year. Absolutely loved it. It's basically a spin on the American government system. Just consider if the United States had formed a monarchy instead of a democracy back in 1776. And then you have this series. So there's actually, I think, 3 or 4 royal princes and princesses that this kind of revolves on, and I can't really say what this book will be about without kind of spoiling what happens in the last book. But in the last book there was a lot of discussion about what the princesses and princesses could do in their positions of power, and I think it will continue those discussions in this one. There's also a lot of love and really strong like relationship bonds between friends and family, so I'm excited to read the next one. God, I'm sweating. Okay, you know what? The jacket was a wonderful thing, but I'm currently in Maui and I am sweating so much. So you know what? Jacket comes off. Oh my gosh, I am overheating. I should have done this at 6 a.m. when it wasn't even light out, because right now I'm just sweating way too much. The next book I was sent an ARC of from the lovely publishers at Page Street. So that is The Puppet Master's Apprentice, and this is written by Lisa DeSelm. So this actually has a really interesting plot. I have no idea where this will go, but I'm excited to take a look at it. So basically it's about Pirouette, who discovers that the ruler actually has a really well-kept secret, that she actually used to be a puppet that was actually brought to life by the light of the blue moon. And so it appears that the plot looks like Pirouette, who's the main character, asks that the ruler actually makes her wooden creations come to life and build an assassin to bring to the brink of war. So sounds really interesting. Have no idea how this could pan out, but it looks fascinating. I'm very intrigued, and it seems kind of spooky with like making things come to life, so I'm very much into that. So I have 2 more books on my regular TBR, but as I mentioned, I have a secret TBR that I'm halfway through with currently that'll come out hopefully before the end of October. I guess we'll find out. Slow reader. But I'm actually working on another one where I'll be participating in a readathon. I'm still trying to figure out which one, because there are so many amazing October readathons going on. So I'm still deciding on that, but you know what? I'm so frazzled. I'm doing so many things at the same time. If I wait until I decide on my spooky October TBR, you'll never find out what my other TBR is. So I will probably make a more exact TBR for that, and also a reading vlog for that one, but it has to do with the ghosts. So I'll tell you that much. But the other one is still very much secret. So the next book on my current October TBR is Well Played by Jen DeLuca. So I actually got an e-arc for this. I'm so sorry, I have not read it yet. I just started school. I'm very stressed. We're figuring things out. We're working through it. You know, that is life. You can't do it all. I try, but you can't do it all. So I actually just bought the paperback edition because I loved the first one. I am very excited about the second one. I have very high hopes. This basically takes place right after the first one, I think. Or it takes place during the first one. Hold on. Nope, it takes place right after the first one, but it has different characters. The first one is basically a Renaissance fair romance, and the main character had never been to a Ren fair, but basically she ended up having to participate in the Ren fair so that her niece, yeah, it was her sister's daughter. She had to kind of watch over her sister's daughter because her sister had been in a car accident, and her sister's daughter was really excited to participate in this Ren fair. So she was like, you know what, fine, I'll participate. I'll be a bar wench, why not? And then she actually ended up loving it and falling in love. So this is about her best friend. Yeah, this one looks like it's about her best friend, and it's also kind of a Ren fair love story. But you know, from a different side. So I'm really excited to read this one. I love Renaissance fairs. Disappointed I won't be attending one this year, but you know, such is life. I will be more prepared for the next one next year or the year after. We'll see. So excited for this one. And lastly, I have a very exciting book that I'm really excited to read. That is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. So quick story, when I went to buy this at Barnes & Noble, I went in, I was like, okay, not exactly sure if this counts as adult fantasy or young adult fantasy. So I first checked young adult fantasy, wasn't there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I checked the fantasy science fiction section because for some reason it's together, don't ask me. Couldn't find it there. I was like, okay, maybe it's just fiction. Checked the fiction section, nope. Checked the thriller section, no. Checked all of the new in fiction sections, no. At this point, a lovely bookseller named Cindy was like, hey, you need any help? And I was like, yes, I do. So she looked it up and she's like, deadly education. Okay, she's like, have you checked the education section? I'm like, no, it's not that. And she's like, oh yes, it's under fantasy. Long story short, we looked around for about 15 minutes, could not find it. She said she would put it on hold for me and would call me once she got it. I left, 10 minutes later, she was like, we found it. It was in a weird section. It'll be on hold. So drove the car back, got the book. That was my weird tiny little tangent about how difficult it was to find this. It was really weird. But anyways, I'm really excited to read this. So I'm trying to keep the plot vague because I'm really excited to read this without knowing a lot of what it's about. But basically it's about a school of magic and a dark sorceress who is destined to rewrite the rules of magic. If that doesn't immediately grab you, I don't know what else will. But this sounds absolutely fantastic. It sounds kind of a little spooky-ish, like just a tad, just a pinch, but also in an academic setting. Magic, sorceresses, rewriting rules. I mean, this is just my cup of tea. So I'm so excited to read this. It sounds wonderful and I can't wait. Those are basically all of the regular books that I will be reading throughout October. I do have my secret TBR and the other October spooky TBR that will be coming out sometime soonish. But for that, you'll just have to wait. So let me know what you're reading for October. I'd be really interested to know if you're reading anything seasonal or spooky or creepy or, you know, cozy fall atmospheric, because I still have to pick my October spooky TBR. So I think it's gonna be a good time. It looks like I'm going to be changing my upload schedule. So I am now going to be uploading on Thursdays. I know, Thursdays. I'm trying out an experiment and that experiment involves Thursdays. So if you're confused why the hell this went up on a Thursday, or maybe you didn't even notice, I'm now a Thursday upload person. It's wild. I'm making a whole different change in my personality, but I guess this is just what we're talking about these days. So I'll see you for my next video on next Thursday. And I hope you have a wonderful, spooky, cozy October. But I will see you in the next one. Bye!